You are listening to 40 Weeks with Vanessa Merton, host of the Pregnancy Podcast. Thank you for tuning in to the 40 Weeks podcast. Welcome to week 40. You made it to the week of your due date. Congratulations, Mama. You are almost there. Your little one was about the size of a mini watermelon last week, and this week is the size of a pumpkin. Your baby is measuring almost 20 inches or 50.7 centimeters, and they weigh 7.25 pounds or 3,288 grams. Of course, all these weekly measurements are just estimates. When your baby finally arrives, they will probably weigh between 6 and 9 pounds and measure around 20 inches. Of course, when you meet your little one for the first time, you are going to think that they are the cutest baby ever, and I am sure that they will be. But just so you know, when the baby is squeezed through the birth canal, their head can get a little cone-like during delivery. Don't panic. This is totally temporary, and their head will go back to being perfectly round and normal shortly after birth. Many parents put a cute hat on their newborn, and then no one can see that their head is a little misshapen from the birth. At birth, your baby can only focus their eyes about an inch away, but they will most definitely recognize your voice immediately. All of that talking you did to that little one will pay off when they recognize and are comforted by your voice and the voice of your partner. Did you know that the final stage of birth is to push the placenta out? Don't worry, this is a piece of cake after your little one is born, but you will need to birth the placenta. Your only focus as soon as your baby is born is to get skin to skin and snuggle with that little one. Your doctor or midwife will help guide you through the last steps of labor, and you just stay focused on your new baby. If you are considering a medical induction this week, there is an episode on the Pregnancy Podcast that talks about all the ways that you can induce labor medically with the pros and cons of each method. You can listen to that episode at pregnancypodcast.com/episode 20. There is also an episode on inducing labor naturally. There are a ton of things that you can do at home to help coax your body into going into labor. And you can listen to this episode at pregnancypodcast.com/episode 21. Tip for dad, make sure you and your partner are really clear on all of the specifics of your birth plan. You should be a pro on exactly what your partner wants and does not want so that you can advocate for them and speak up in the event that they are having trouble doing it during labor and birth. As an example, if your partner wants an epidural as soon as they get to the hospital, make sure that happens. If you two are planning for a natural labor, be supportive and make sure that meds aren't being pushed if your partner does not want them. Review your birth plan and make sure that you know it well. Also make sure that you know the best route to get to the hospital or birth center and have all the important contact phone numbers in your phone if you need to make any calls. For a refresher on birth, you can check out pregnancypodcast.com/episode 9 and get a quick refresher on everything you need to know about birth. Thank you for tuning in. Show notes for this episode can be found at pregnancypodcast.com/week 40. Next week, if you still have not gone into labor, that is okay. Your baby just needs a little bit more time. And until then, I wish you the very best on your pregnancy journey. There are so many awesome resources available to you at pregnancypodcast.com, and you can sign up with your email address and your due date to get a weekly email with a link to the episode for your specific week every week in your inbox. I look forward to seeing you in the Pregnancy Podcast Facebook group, which is a great place not only to connect with some other parents-to-be, but also to be able to ask questions and get answers specific to things that you are dealing with and planning for your pregnancy and birth.